fraction tiles part 1. Our main math goal for this project is we want to be able to add, subtract fractions with unlike denominators. And we want to make this visual because if we're going to add and subtract fractions, we have to be able to find the equivalent fractions. So I want to give you an example of what this could look like. So the user pressed the play button, and then the user has two buttons here. The user can press the top button to add a tile, or the user could press the button underneath to change the fraction. So if the user selects 1/3, for example, now when the user adds a tile, it will be 1/3, and these can be clicked and arranged in order for the user to see whatever it is that he or she needs to see in order to find that equivalent fraction. So let's get started. So you need a blank block project, and first thing you want to do is give this thing a title. So we could call it something like fraction tiles. And then we want to make sure that our autosave is on so we don't lose anything. And we don't need this actor they've given us by default. So click the three dots, delete. Yes, we do want to delete it. And now we can add an actor for our add tiles button. So go to add actor. Let's just do the drawing tool. And we'll keep this really simple for now. So let's go to our shapes library. Let's get a basic rectangle here. And let's just draw a rectangle. Not too big, not too small. Let's go to our paint bucket so we can give this some kind of a fill, and let's make sure that this is in the center of the canvas. Okay, and you could always go back later to make this more interesting, but for now let's just click save and let's go back to our editor and let's give this a new name. We could call it something like add tile, and then for now let's just get our when actor clicked. We're going to broadcast a message. So I want to scroll down to broadcast, and in this blank spot we're just going to put add tile. Okay, so next thing we want to do is create another actor for our fraction tile. So let's go to add actor, let's use the drawing tool, and then we're going to go back to our basic shapes. We want a rectangle, but this time the rectangle is going to be kind of long. This is going to be our one tile, and we want to again give this some kind of a fill. It doesn't really matter what color for now. But we do need to make sure that this is centered on the canvas, and we want to give this costume a name of 1 because this rectangle that we've drawn now is going to be our one tile, and we're going to have all of our fraction tiles under the same actor. They're just going to have different costumes, and each costume is going to be called according to its label. So let's save this, and then let's go back to our editor, and let's give this one a name. Let's just call it fraction tile. And it's a little bit glitchy, but that's okay. Just try again. Now, we want the user to be able to click, hold, and drag this thing around while the program is running. So to make that happen, let's take our when actor clicked event, and let's go to control, and we could say repeat while, and then we want this thing to move around while the user has his or her mouse down or trackpad down. So we go to sensing, there's one that says mouse down, and we want it to follow the cursor. So we're going to go to motion, and we're going to go to XY, and under sensing there's a mouse X and a mouse Y. So the X is going to be mouse X, Y is going to be mouse Y. So if the user hits the play button, notice now we can click, hold, and drag this while the program is running, but the button does not move. That's exactly what we want. Okay, and then when the user clicks add tile, or broadcasting add tile, and we want to go to events, when I receive that add tile, so click that blank, select add tile from the drop down, we want this user, or this actor, sorry, to clone itself. So if we go to control, scroll down a little bit, there's one that says create clone of any. Click the any from the drop down, you want self. So if hit the play button, now when the user clicks that add tile, notice now we have a clone. But if the user were to do it again, notice what happens. It doesn't only clone the original, but it also clones the clone. We don't want to keep cloning the clones. We only want to clone the one that isn't already a clone. So we're we're going to go to the top of our control for an if statement, and we only want this to happen under a certain condition, and that condition is if the actor is not a clone. So under operators, there's an operator called not, and again, if something isn't showing up in the library here, just save it and reload it, it should appear. But if not, go to control. There is an option here. It says is clone. So if it's not a clone, it's going to create a clone of self, and we could do this again just to make sure it works here. So I hit the play button to run this, clone it once, clone it again, and now notice only one of them is going to split, and that's exactly what we want. We don't want a bunch of clones of clones. We just want a clone of the original each time. Okay, so now we need another button that the user can use to change the fraction. So let's add actor once again. Actually, no, let's do this the easy way. So let's just duplicate our add tile. So add tile, 3 dots, duplicate. Let's give it a different name. So this is where the user's going to change the fraction. So we'll just call it, again, it's kind of glitching, that's okay. We'll just do change frac button, and then let's edit this just to give this a different color for now. Doesn't really matter what color, but as long as it's different. And then we can save this, and let's go back. And we don't want this actor to broadcast that same message, so let's get rid of the broadcast for our change fraction button. But instead, we want this actor to ask the user what fraction he or she wants. So let's go to sensing, and then let's find the one that says ask, but not just the one that says ask, the one that says ask and gives choices. So ask with choices. And there's not really even anything we need to ask. So let's just delete the text for the ask, and let's give it some choices. So we're going to have the choices of 1. We're also going to have 1/2. We're going to have 1/3. We're going to have 1/4. We're going to have 1/6. We're going to have 1/8. And then when we fill this in, so there's 1, then we want 1/2, 1/2. We want 1/3, 1/3, 1/4. I think you get the idea. 1/6, and then 1/8. And then we want to store the user's choice to a variable. So let's create a variable, and we're going to create a variable, and we want to make sure that this is for all actors, because the fraction tile is going to have to be able to get this information. So for all actors, and we can just call this, it's our fraction label, so let's just call it frac label, and let's press create. So this is for all actors, and we are going to store this. I'm going to set frac label to whatever the user decides. So let's go to sensing, and let's take that answer bubble. And then another thing we probably want to do is just set the default. So let's go up to events. So when the program starts, we're going to set that fraction label to 1. So let's go to variables, and again, we want that set from the drop down frac label, but this time by default it's just going to be 1. Okay, now we could go back to our fraction tile. We're going to have to give our fraction tile some more costumes for each of these fractions, for each of these choices that we're giving the user. So let's edit, and the way that we're going to do this, we are going to duplicate. So we have our first costume here for 1. There's a button up here. If you press this button, it will duplicate that first tile. And for this first duplicate, we're going to just call it 1/2. So 1/2, not 11/2, but 1/2, and this needs to match exactly the choice that we gave the user. Okay, so 1/2, and then we're going to use the selection tool to copy this. You could either copy it from the bottom here and then paste it, or you could Control-C, Control-V to paste, but we're going to line it up just underneath that top tile, so these are kind of aligned vertically as much as you can. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but I think if we could get it pretty close, you know, it's good. And then we know that if this is 1, so our original tile is 1, 1/2 is going to be half the size. So I'm going to click the bottom one or the top one, I guess it doesn't really matter, but the bottom one, and I'm going to make this about half the size. And it could be even less than half the size, that's fine, but that way I'll be able to duplicate this again, either using these or Control-C, Control-V, and then I'm going to kind of line up the black lines on the ends here. And it doesn't really matter if it's vertically lined, just so it's like horizontally lined, because I want to make sure that each of these is 1/2 of what's on top. And it looks like I could make this a little bit better, and maybe it's helpful if you go kind of underneath, but just horizontally, you want them the same. And you could actually click, hold, and drag, and you can stretch it out so the 2 of these equals the 1 that's on the top. And that makes sense because each of these is 1/2, 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 whole. Or in other words, 1 whole is 2 halves. And then we can delete the original one as well as the other half, and we can center this, and there we have our 1/2. And probably want to give it a different color as well. And again, don't worry too much about the colors right now, we can sort all that out later. But we have our 1, our 1/2, we're going to do the same thing for 1/3. So I'm going to go back to the original, the 1, I'm going to duplicate the 1, and then I'm going to get the selection tool, and I'm going to copy this, I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to try to line it up just like I did for the first one. And then this is 1/3, and it doesn't matter, I mean, you could estimate exactly 1/3, you could do less. I like to do less, so that way I could just stretch it out. So that's less than 1/3, but I can copy this, paste it, and trying to line those up as much as I can. Paste another one. And if you're doing 1/6, like if I wanted to do 1/6 instead of 1/3, you could copy all of these and paste them. That could be easier, but since this is 1/3, I'm just going to stretch these out so they reach the same length as 1, because 3/3 equals 1, or 3 divided by 3 equals 1. And then we can just delete everything we don't need here, leaving that 1/3, and then we'll center this, and we can give it a different color. And then we want to make sure that we name this 1/3. So I'll let you go ahead and follow the same process for, I want to make sure that it actually labels it. Sometimes it's a little bit glitchy, but we can just double check. So follow the same process for 1/4, 1/6, and 1/8, and then come on back here and I will give you some final guidance for this first part. Okay, so now that you have all your fraction tiles created and they're all the correct length, make sure to press the save button and then go back to the editor, press the save button on the editor as well. And when we resume for part 2, we're going to be labeling everything appropriately, and we're also going to create the functionality to switch costumes when the user changes the fraction button according to his or her choice.